Hey friends, welcome to another vlog. This is actually the first time I'm filming in 2024. You would have seen a few videos go up earlier at the start of the year, which were some leftover ones from the previous year, but this is the first one of the new year, so I thought it'd be fun for you guys to have a look about what I'm doing in the studio today. I'm planning to do some decoration of some cottages, so you can probably see behind me a few that I've already done, and then I'm still got some to do on the table here. I'm going to do some underglaze painting, some carving, some floral designs, some celestial designs. So yeah, let's get to it. So here are some that I've done a few days ago. I have been dreaming about spring since it's been so cold here in the UK. But maybe by the time you actually see this video, it probably might have warmed up, or some flowers have started to pop up, which would be nice. But yeah, these are some of my manifestations of spring. So we have some poppies, daisies, this is a bearded iris, tulips, magnolia, and then I've also included some of my normal designs, so the Tudor, and here are some new celestial kind of designs. So this will fire to like quite a dark blue, same, this will be quite a dark purple, so they won't be as vibrant. And then I also have some more plain carved ones here that I will fully glaze the walls. I did cut out the sides on these ones, which are quite cute. Some daisies on this one, and then this one is more of, a tulip design. So the idea is that you'll put a tea light inside and that will like shine through. And then here are some of my celestial ones that have some cutouts. But today I have a few left here on the bench that I'm going to be carving today. I am planning to do some floral ones, so this is the celestial row, so I'll do some celestial carvings here and some floral carvings on these ones. I just wanted to show you some of my favourite tools. So I have, basically all of these are from Diamond Core Tools. I find they're the best. They're a little bit pricey when you first buy them, but actually the blades aren't too bad to replace, so you just have to replace the blades once it gets kind of worn out, which is quite handy. So I have the P1, which is like this pointed one, similar design. P11, it's just got a wider tip. I'll do a close-up I think once I've gone through them. And then this is a FP6, which has kind of got a ball on the end, a round ball. And then I have, this is probably my most favorite tool, P2, is kind of like a rounded tip. And then I have, L2. So this is a Sgraffito kind of tip. So I'll just give you a bit of a close up so you can see a bit better. So yeah, Sgraffito, that kind of ball tip, then that's the rounded one, and then the pointed ones. Yeah, so for the celestial ones, I quite like using the pointed tools. So I'm first gonna do a little star cross. I do a star on top of the door. I quite like doing things on top of the door, kind of makes it look quite cute. Then probably a star here. So I'm going to glaze these walls, so once the glaze goes over it kind of softens all the edges, which looks quite nice, so it won't look as kind of crisp as the carving I'm doing just now. I'm going to do a little bit of a moon here on the side, and then maybe another few stars. I quite like to do some luster decorations on these, so I probably will show you the luster actually, that might be nice, just to highlight that it's kind of like a starry night. So this carving is a little bit more on the simple side. So just before I start, I just feel the wall just to make sure I'm not carving into something that's too thin. So here I think I'll do a bit of a shooting star. Just switching over to the thinner one, which kind of gives a sharper profile, I guess. And then some little twinkly stars around. I find the moons a little bit tricky because they're curved, so sometimes they can slip. That one wasn't too bad. Then I'll do a star. Yeah, so that's one done. So yeah, I'll get on and do all of these. I'll first start with just doing all the celestials in one go, and then I'll start to do the more floral designs, which are a little bit more interesting. It's more like painting the underglaze on and then carving off, but I'll show you that when I come to it. So these are all of the cottages that I've just done the celestial carvings for, and the big one. So the bigger one is meant for kind of tea lights or wax melts. You can kind of flip the roof over to put your oil, like scented oils or scented wax melts on the top. And these are more for incense cones that have the little chimney. So now I'm on to painting some floral designs with underglaze. So I'm starting with this incense house. I'm going to do like a poppy design, quite similar to this one. Poppies, fun fact, poppies are my favourite flower. Comment down below yours, I would be very interested. With these kind of cottages, I'm trying to do more like, I guess, early flowering flowers for spring. So yeah, I will start with this one. So I'm first going to paint on the background. So this one is from, I think, Amico. Yeah, it's an Amico velvet underglaze, and it's the lavender colour. And in my kiln, it fires, like the temperature I fire to between like cone 6 and 7 is this kind of grey toned lavender. So on all of my underglazes, I put a little test tile on top, and I have what the colour looks like with one coat and then 2 coats. So you can see it's slightly thinner, slightly less opaque at the bottom where it's one coat, but it doesn't make too much difference. So I'm just going to do one coat on this cottage. I quite enjoy like fan brushes when I do like bigger surfaces. This is just from an art shop. So yeah, kind of going over. I do try to make it a straight line where it meets the roof. I will glaze the roof, but sometimes my glazes are slightly translucent, so it just looks neater if it's a straight line where the colour meets the roof. Nice, and then just gonna go on each side. Being careful not to do it too thick. Also, you just have to be a little bit careful with how dry your piece is. Sometimes when I put underglaze on clay, or when my cottages dry a bit too much, so they're kind of getting past that leather hard stage, they have a tendency to crack where the moisture is kind of taken up a bit too unevenly. So yeah, especially if I'm doing like big coats like this where it's pretty much all of the clay is covered with the underglaze, I will make sure it's not too dry to begin with. And you can obviously use underglazes on bisque-fired cottages, bisque-fired clay. So this one is still the raw clay, it's leather hard. I do it this way round just because I want to carve through the design, but if you want to just paint, you can go ahead and do this stage at the bisque stage before it goes into its glaze firing. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this one to dry before I start to pencil on the design. So that's the first coat dried. I'm actually just going to do one coat for the base, and then now I'm going to pencil in the design. So something similar to these poppies, I'm just going to freehand pencil on the surface. I've seen people use like templates and stuff, so you can probably draw something on paper and then draw around it, like cut it out and draw around it. But I find this kind of the quickest and easiest for me, and I quite like that kind of rough type of freehand look to drawings. I don't like love them to be that perfect anyway, so kind of whatever works for you is best. So yeah, because poppies are quite delicate and are quite floaty, I'm just doing a very kind of not rough, but you know, I'm not being too precious with it. And they also have these kind of very like wispy kind of leaves. Probably going to do a little seed head here, something like that. Maybe I'll do another bloom here coming up on this side. I don't mind if it goes like over the window. I actually quite like that. You just have to be a little bit careful. If you kind of cut out the window to be quite thin, sometimes when you put a lot of underglaze, it can again crack. So yeah, you just have to be careful of those kind of thinner areas. And then yeah, I think I'll leave it there because I do quite like to have a bit of negative space. Maybe I'll do Actually, maybe I'll do a kind of a bud waiting to open. I quite like the poppy buds. Maybe I'll have one of those there. Just kind of complete it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do the other sides now. So that's how it looks now with the designs on each side. And then next step is to paint the underglaze on. Reds, so this is for the red. It's this, again, Amico Velvet Underglaze Bright Red. Then I have a Spectrum Underglaze Honey. And I'm gonna use this one for the leaves. So yeah, I'll probably leave all the colours linked down below. If I miss one, just let me know if you want to know which underglaze I use. So I'm going to first start with the green just to get that stalk in. For some reason I like to start with the stalks. Kind of feels like the wrong way around really, but I don't know. It's like a little bit easier to start with that because the flowers I guess are a bit more important. So yeah, I again try to make this as kind of organic looking, like I don't want it to look perfect, just kind of simple brush strokes is good for me. And I quite like to kind of overload my brush so that there's areas where it's quite thick and areas where it's more thin, so I get that kind of hopefully a bit more of a multi-dimensional look, because I'm probably not going to go over the kind of do 2 layers or anything like that. And then so for the leaves I kind of do it so that it's, yeah, a little bit more wispy like that. And then also these poppies have a little bit of that seed head inside once they open. So I'm just gonna plop in that. And then, yeah, so that's the stalk bit done. Honey colour, because I want to do kind of a 2-toned poppy. There's kind of more like reddy orange colours so that they look just a little bit more ombre, I guess. So I'm going to first start with the lighter colour. I quite like using the lighter colour first because you can go over that with the darker colour, so in this example the red, but if I did the red first I couldn't really go over with the lighter colour, it probably wouldn't show up. So I'm going to first plop this kind of in the middle of those flowers, being a bit careful where that green is that I've just kind of plopped on, but the green is dark so it probably would show through. With this, yeah, because it is a lighter colour, I do like try to kind of put quite a lot on my brush, but yeah, you obviously don't want loads and loads. So I'm just going to loosely follow the edge. Again, I want to kind of retain that kind of really wispy look of poppy leaves. I think that's why I quite like them. They're kind of my favourite flower, is that like almost paper look they have. So I'm just trying to not make them look too blobby. But I'm going to come and obviously carve, so I'll start to be able to refine it a little bit, but yeah, just kind of. So yeah, this is going to take a while, so I think I'll speed through this bit. So I've just added the red, and I think I'm going to actually go back over with that orange just to be able to blend the 2 colours a little bit better. Yeah, just to get more of that blended look towards the inside so it doesn't look too like one colour then one colour, if you know what I mean. Nice. Awesome, so now I'm just going to leave that to dry out and I'll come back and show you the carvings. So this is the cottage all dried up. So now I'm gonna do the details, kind of like a Sgraffito type style with this tool. So this is like a bit of a Sgraffito tool from Diamond Core. And I'm just gonna basically scrape away some of that underglaze to form the outline. So I usually switch between the thicker end and the thinner end. Yeah, I think I'll do the thicker end for the stalk actually. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, so I kind of do it a little bit like, I guess you would say messy, but I quite like how kind of free that looks, or gestorial, or yeah, kind of more, I don't know what the word is, but just lively, I guess. And then just doing the poppy seed head. Now I probably switch to this smaller one when I'm doing more detail. So this is like a poppy bud ready to open, and now I'm going to do the flower. So first start with the bud in the middle, I hope you can see, and then I'm going to just start with following the outline of those petals, and then just give some detail with just where the petals fold over, just drawing some lines. So I kind of leave all these like bitties until the piece is like completely dried off, and then you can just brush them off and they won't smudge or stick. So yeah, I'm just going to go around and do the rest. Maybe I'll again speed you through. I'll see how long I take. And so that's the finished cottage. So I was just thinking I want to add a few swishes just so that this design doesn't stand out too much. So I was thinking with this green, actually, I might just do like, just to kind of make it look a little bit more lived in, a little bit more lively, something like that. And then for that, I also like to just do a few whooshy carvings. I don't know what to call it, whooshy carvings, just to, yeah, make it look a little bit less like I've just plopped on an image onto the cottage. It kind of looks a bit more dynamic. I am in the process of doing the rest. So you can see there, that's a cute snowdrop one. This one I'm going to do helleborus, I think, and that yellow one at the back I'm going to do, bluebells. And then this is more just of a more freestyle one where I've just painted swooshes on. So I think I'll probably just show you them once I've finished, so you can kind of get a feel for the different designs. So it's a few days later, I've just unloaded the bisque, so I thought it'd be nice for you guys to see all of the wax melts, all the cottages with those designs I painted on. I think I probably didn't show you when I was actually painting on the underglaze all of the designs, so I thought it'd be nice for us to just take a little look today. And I'm gonna also be glazing them, so I might put in a few clips of me glazing them as well. So here they are lined up. Whenever I do my glazing days, this is how I kind of usually set my table. I have all of the cottages on one side and all of pre-orders on the other side. And then I actually have quite a lot of students' work. So all of these kind of pots are students' work, and these are some students' cottages down here. So I separate them, and it means I can kind of set them all out, and I know what order I need to glaze them in. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see how these look all glazed up. So here I have a poppy. This is one of my favourite ones actually. Tulip. This one came out really cute, really springy. This one is a magnolia there. And then I also have here like a daisy design, and there's another daisy here, and here should be, yeah, snowdrops, and I have bearded iris here. I really like this one. And I also did a bluebell. Let me have a look. yeah, there's a bluebell there. And then I have some of my, I guess you would call them normal designs, just some foliage-esque designs. A little Tudor one there. Here are like my some new celestial designs. They're kind of like a little bit more dreamy. I'm excited to see this one actually. This will come out like a little bit of a teal colour with some light pink clouds, and this is more of a dark purple. And then over here are like my normal celestials, so they will get glazed. And I also have here some new designs with flowers. So this one is a tulip, and then some daisy ones here. So yeah, I'm gonna get on and glaze these now. So I just wanted to show them all waxed. So I always wax them before I glaze them, just because there's gonna be contact between the roof and the walls. So I do a bit of wax around the kind of the edge of the dish where the roof will sit and touch the top of the house. And I always wax, you can see here I've waxed the bottom, and I also wax around that top part because I fire them together. So yeah, I make sure I wax them, and then now I'm gonna glaze them. So I've just unloaded the kiln, and it had lots of those cottages I decorate, so a lot of the floral designs, and I think I showed a celestial design probably. So yeah, I love this one. It's my favourite. I'm biased because it's poppies, and poppies are my favourite flower, but it's a beaut. So yeah, hope you can see. Oh, I love just like the red tones with the like slightly pink background, and then I think it really works well with this kind of sunset glaze. So yeah, you can kind of see the sunset, and it has like a little bit of like purple reflecting the sunset glaze that is also highlighted a little bit in the body, in the background. So yeah, I really want to keep this for myself, but I'm gonna be strong. But yeah, this year actually, I never really keep any of my pottery, so I really want to start keeping some pieces that are really hard to part with. But I also feel bad because I'm like, well, these are the best ones. People should have that. It seems so sad for me to keep the best ones. There should definitely be the ones that are released. So we'll see. I probably won't this time, but maybe I'll make one, especially for me, next time. So anyway, I'm gonna go and show you all of them. So yeah, I think I showed you me decorating this poppy one up here. So this is how it turned out. I'll just take it down. It has a lovely like Aribe green glaze on the top and a light blue background. I quite like how muted it is. And then on the other side, yeah. So yeah, I really love, even, can you kind of imagine these two together actually would be beautiful. So kind of having like a little matching set. Look how pretty they look together. Ooh. And yeah, so actually I'll show you some here. So I didn't show you me decorating these, but just to give you some ideas of different designs I've done. So this is like a magnolia tree, tulips for spring. And so yeah, I'll just scan through all of them. I carved the celestial design in the video, I'm pretty sure. So this is all it glazed up. I do like a load of different glazes. So yeah, this is like a pink and a blue, and where it overlaps it becomes purple. And yeah, so these are just some other carvings I've done. Some flowers, like daisy flowers. That's another poppy one, just with the yellow background. This is like a bluebell guy. So this is a Tudor-y style. These are like the kind of more abstract-y kind of styles. I call them like my springtime cottages. So yeah, just like swirly underglaze painted on and ferny kind of foliage carved out. So this is bluebell, daisy, iris, poppy. Lots of celestial cottages here. And yeah, then a few more. So these are some more celestial, some carved cottages that I've just done tulips carved and then glazed over the top. And this is like a daisy carved. And then this is celestial carving here, a little tulip cottage. And then, yeah, I didn't show you these ones. These are some snowdropped cottages behind. So yeah, those are all of the results. So thank you for following along with me with this video. I hope it kind of gave you some inspiration or some tips for carving some designs with underglaze. And yeah, I'd love to know which one's your favourite, and let me know if you would like to see some other designs from me, or anyway, just some other video ideas. I'd love to do that. I'm trying to get more regular, so I'm really aiming for 2 a month. Maybe in the future when I get my beep together, I will do 1 per week. That is like the goal, the aim. But yeah, I can get a little bit overwhelmed with just filming everything in the studio. But I do love documenting everything, and it's really good for me to look back, and if I can help some of you guys at the same time, I'd love that. So yeah, let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to see from me. But yeah, I really loved experimenting with all these designs, so I'm definitely going to be continuing that throughout the year, kind of giving a bit of a seasonal vibe to my work, so trying to incorporate the kind of florals that are in season, but just the general vibe of that season. So, you know, like beach time for summer, etc. So I want to experiment a little bit more with that. So yeah, I will see you in the next video.